Hey, yo, this is SamAnt, and oh, God, make sure you go check out our podcast, the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast, on radio.com. You've seen us on YouTube, over 800,000 subscribers strong. Now, if you want to listen to your brothers raw, real, uncut, and most importantly in full, go check us out on radio.com, where we bring you the latest news on all things hip-hop, sports, relationships, politics, you name it, we cover it. The most dangerous podcast out to date, the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. Check us out 4 days a week on the radio.com app. Let's go.
The content right now. We need you to do us a favor. If you're loving it, go ahead and hit that 5-star rating for us, family. Do not forget to subscribe to the podcast. I want to talk about Kevin Gates, man. Now, I was actually reading up on Troy Ave. He's supposed to be testifying real soon. You know, we know about Tax Stone and the situation that happened at Irving Plaza a few years back. Well, Kevin Gates put up a post that he's under fire for right now. Pretty much, you see the caption there on the screen for the people listening on YouTube. He put, "All I could say is yes, Lord, send," and he has the the picture there. He says, "And I'll disown him today, but right now, I'm fucking with that till I see different." You know what I mean? Big fact. So pretty much seemingly showing his support for Troy Ave. A lot of people under his comments, I'll read one of the, they say, "How you a big general, but fucking with a big snitch, Gates." People put, "Come on, gangster, you better than that." You know, how you calling plays and, you know, all the stuff that people say. I can read that there on the screen. A lot of his people criticizing him for his friendship with Troy Ave. Now, Sam, man, we talked about this a few months back on one of our podcasts about Troy Ave, Tax Stone, and that whole situation that went down. And the article that I was reading from Troy Ave, he said, "Look, man, the situation was like, his man was killed. He supposedly disarmed Tax Stone, shot back or whatever." He said anybody else would be looked at as a hero. That's what Troy Ave was saying. How do you feel about this situation? Do you look at Troy Ave like a hero? Do you look at him like a snitch? Because the other side of this, people are now coming down on Troy Ave saying, "You about to go and testify, but you a street dude, so you a snitch, nigga." How you feel about that?
I don't look at him as a hero. I don't look at him as a snitch. I look at this as a real nasty example. This was kind of going right into showing you how ugly social media can be. Tax Stone being one of the top podcasters out at the time, him doing his thing with Troy Ave, having some fun with him, Troy Ave taking exception, and we all know the story from there. And now Troy Ave sitting in a situation where he's going to have to potentially sit on a stand, something that in his culture, they took an oath never to do. Whether that be if I watch my grandma get killed right in my face, or whether we involved in a situation where we're doing some dirt and I get caught and they want me to talk. Under no circumstance am I supposed to sit on a stand and talk under that law. It's a flawed law. We talked about it a number of times, and I remember saying maybe a month or two ago, 3, this shit, the way time is flying. This isn't a conversation or energy I even like diving into, because what's the fucking end result? It ain't never good. It ain't never anything that's going to be productive for us. It ultimately ends up keeping us dead or keeping us locked up and our souls dead. The situation with Troy Ave in particular, and Kevin Gates putting up the emoji sign with paperwork, until you show me the paperwork that he snitched or he's going to snitch, I'll ride with him. I would love to ask Kevin Gates, what is your definition?
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Of a snitch, because if he does go on the stand based off of what you know and based off of what he's saying, is that paperwork enough? I don't know. Man.
Well, Troy Ave is also, he's got cases too. He's facing time with this as well. So Tax Stone is also facing time. Looks like he's probably going to be, probably, I don't know, but for the murder of McFadder, which was like one of Troy Ave's good friends at the time. So yeah, this whole culture, like you said, you explained it. I don't have to repeat it. It is what it is. My thing is, a lot of this, if you familiar with that Irving Plaza incident, it was caught on camera.
Yeah,
some of it. So I mean, how could you really fault this dude? Obviously, I understand the street code and everything, and you're not supposed to tell it all, but like this shit is damn near on camera, and it's a situation where, like he said, it was a threat. He disarmed the dude and he shot back. I mean, it just is what it is. I don't know what side to stand on, as far I understand both sides of the culture. I understand the side where Troy Ave is coming from. Like, damn, I just got kind of caught out there. I was at the club. I had to do what I had to do. It was life or death. But people think that are in the street, that in him being from the street, he's not supposed to say shit. You're gonna have that group of people who will say, man, I don't give a fuck about that street shit. But you're gonna have the people who say, look, this dude's a rat. He can't be trusted. Don't fuck with him. If you fuck with him, you're a rat. And that's why I think a lot of the criticism is coming, from Kevin Gates fans, man. They want him to stand on that street code no matter what.
It seems like people are giving response and energy to people typing as opposed to what's really going on out here in the street. And what I mean by going on out here in the street is your everyday life. If Troy Ave is walking down the street, is he getting this kind of energy, or is it just that energy with people typing on Instagram? Is Kevin Gates getting that energy for real when he's walking the street to chilling, or is he getting this on Instagram? People, their energy, so like, okay, they'll say what they think is cool, or they'll say what they think they'll go by, but it could be completely hypocritical to what they really live for real. But because we got that avenue just to go ahead and type fucking whatever we want.
That too, but when you're in the streets, and we've seen this with people who, when you get labeled that, you kind of put yourself out there, you know what I mean, for people to be like, man, fuck this dude, that you hanging with this person. So it could get real, even though it's just in the comments and whatnot. If you associate with somebody who they deem as a snitch, you could put yourself, in harm's way. Not that, people have to say anything to them or anything per se, or threaten them in person, but just that the whole, energy that comes with it. I think it's pretty silly, but it is what it is. And people, as we know, even where we're from, live and die, by that code, period.
Point blank, period. And we'll continue to live and die by it. Right. You're not going to be able to tell them anything different. I'm not saying that I'm mad at them. I understand it. I can also understand not to understand it, which is why I've never signed it up.
I would say this, though. I would agree. I would say this, though. If that's your code, live by it.
Yeah, you got to.
If you out there and you doing that, you're supposed to live by it. Now, if you go against that, you got to deal with the repercussions. That's all I'm, simple.
Period.
Yeah.
And the repercussions. It ain't fair. It's set up to have you going. But if you sign up for it, you got to be honored. You got to honor it.
Yeah.
Got to be held to your honor. So,
yeah.
Like a nasty example right here, man. We're seeing right now.
Very, very, very nasty. But, shout out to, Kevin Gates. And
when is Troy Ave's his trial set over?
I think it's coming up real soon. I'm not exactly the month that it's coming, but it's real soon. They're supposed to go to trial. He's supposed to be testifying. If I'm not mistaken, I think Taxstone is testifying too. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, with that whole thing. But yeah.
No, is he a snitch too?
I mean, people are gonna call. I mean, it is what it is. If you testify, people call you a snitch.
Now, and what does a snitch mean? What is it going to get you? Because we talked about 6ix9ine and up and down. You got the whole damn world calling him a snitch, but then you got half the world saying he's gonna have a career after it in a year. So what does that even mean?
I mean,
today, does it mean anything?
Yeah, I think so. You know what I'm saying? In the industry, probably. Definitely means something in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think it definitely means something. If you're a snitch, the internet is different than the real life.
That's
what I mean? Obviously, you know what I'm saying? And you can't always go off the internet, but I just think that if you're living in that lifestyle, maybe you can be safe, maybe not. I mean, I just want to take that chance. You know what I mean?
Well, we grew up in a different day, a different age,
right?
Where things were just held and accountability was held to a different standard.
Yep.
We knew it wasn't roads we were going to go down and cross unless we got our boots tied up and we were ready to go ahead and walk and get muddy.
Right.
And we also understood and respect certain people in certain ways. We know how to walk in certain areas and know, hey, listen, it's a law by this land and we don't know it. We outsiders. Let's walk accordingly. Let's make sure we straight.
Facts.
And also know how to defend ourselves like a motherfucker if need be. So it's a different day and age where the snitch is cool. Hating on somebody is dope. Copying off somebody is the new wave. It's just a certain it seemed like the rules got kind of fucked up when the pills came in and the opiate crisis fucked up the rules. So it's like I don't know, man.
I mean, even when you think about it, you was kind of younger, like kind of told not to snitch. You know what I mean?
Don't tell.
Even us, like we ain't gonna go be running and telling on each other. We're doing some shit. You know what I mean? So it's just like
9.9 times out of 10, if you were doing the dirt, I had just finished doing it, or I was about to, or vice versa.
That's what I'm saying.
Telling on our plans for?
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of like the whole, I guess, thing behind it. But things change, when they throw them 30 years at you, and they saying you can go to jail for life. They're like, fuck them dudes. They wasn't with me anyway. So I mean, I get it. I understand. But, that's something that, in the comment section, you have people saying that shit's stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, some people say, oh, they niggas a rap. But, hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is, man.
Definitely, man. But you're tuning to the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast with your brother, Old God, and SamAnt. We going in today on this Friday night. If you're enjoying the content, no matter what platform you're listening on, please subscribe to the channel to make sure you get all future content. Now, speaking of people getting dragged, SamAnt, Jay-Z, pretty much in Roc Nation on Friday, which is today,